welcome to Fat 50 and Running a Marathon, a channel dedicated to healthy lifestyles. I'm honored and humbled that you've given me a moment of your time. I promise I'll do my best to make good use of it. I want to start with a simple question. Why do so many celebrations include food? There are some practical reasons for this. If those gathered have traveled great distances, it's only appropriate to feed them. If your Little League team takes state, you've got 6 minivans full of hungry kids. Celebrating with pizza makes sense for a variety of reasons, most of which are economical. But why, since time immemorial, have celebrations and food gone hand in hand? So much so, there are some foods only available during these celebrations. During Mardi Gras, finding a king cake in New Orleans is easier than finding a string of beads. But by Ash Wednesday, you can't even get a baker to sell you one on clearance. There are instances that aren't nearly as specialized. For example, when was the last time your family had turkey for dinner other than at Thanksgiving? Is it simply because everybody has to eat? Is it really no more complex than that? Psychologists say the 2 greatest physical pleasures any animal will experience are eating something sweet and having an orgasm. If sex in public was socially acceptable, would wedding receptions have mattresses rather than buffets? Are the single people at the reception shoving food in their faces because they can't find anyone for a one-night stand? Of course, that's part of eating your feelings, and that's something that I'll discuss in a later video. There's a slight pivot to the intertwining of food and celebrating, and that's rewarding oneself with food. Back in college, I worked at a department store which had a special sale called Moonlight Madness that occurred a few times annually. On those days, the store would stay open until midnight, and the general manager would take all of us who closed the store to Denny's afterwards. I worked 6 of those sales, and at each of those breakfast/dinners afterwards, someone would order something they'd normally never eat. But because it was a special occasion and because they owed it to themselves for working so hard, they'd make an exception. Want to guess how many times that menu item was a salad, or baked fish, or a side of steamed broccoli? If you think I'm casting the first stone at any of my former co-workers, you're wrong. I'm as guilty as anybody of using food to enhance a celebration. I'm also not offering any great insight as to why we as humans feel the need to incorporate food into our celebrations, although researching this I found out it's very universal. Even remote tribes, previously uncontacted, celebrate with feasts, sometimes even preparing foods that only appear at these feasts. What I'd like to do is open a discussion for all of us to figure out healthy ways to incorporate food into our celebrations. What if birthday cakes were replaced with nutrient-rich soup? What if baseball was as American as apple coleslaw instead of apple pie? I know, healthy alternatives rarely taste as good as the sweet treats we know and love, but we have to start somewhere. What ideas do you have? Let me know in the comments and let's get a discussion going. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to check out my other channel, The Blue Collar Gentleman, for blue-collar values and gentlemanly standards. Remember, only by taking care of ourselves first are we capable of taking care of others. Topher.